about myself. Hopefully you know why you're here today. It's to find out about the brand new Artificial Intelligence Apprenticeship. And hopefully this is something that you're looking to establish within your organisation. Please do keep those messages and questions coming. We are recording this session, technical difficulties dependent, and we'll be sharing a full version of it and potentially running it again in the not too distant future. Slides and a video link will be shared. So, apprenticeships for postgraduate skills. How did we get to the levy system that we have today? Well, it all started back in 2012 with Doug Richards' review of apprenticeships. At this point, he said apprenticeships, something that's been in existence since the Middle Ages, need to be high quality training with serious kudos and tangible value both to the apprentice and the employer. At that point, a huge review was undertaken of technical training, professional training, vocational training, and apprenticeships in general, which is how we arrived at the apprenticeship system we now have. What I am going to do is focus on, since the apprenticeship levy came into place in 2017, what have been proven to be the benefits of apprenticeships. I'm not going to talk about the levy in any great detail. If you want to know more about that, I've already done a few webinars, so you can check out the videos. The benefits of apprenticeships, and this information is taken from recent government research, is that 90% of apprentices stay on in their place of work after completing an apprenticeship. So this is increasing loyalty, something that we see has a huge impact with loyalty to a company falling, particularly among millennials and Gen Z. Talent attraction. So there's a wide selection of apprenticeships available covering lots of different job roles, and it's bringing more and more people into the workplace. The apprenticeships are employer-led. I mentioned that I've been part of the Trailblazer group with employers designing the apprenticeship we're going to be talking about today. So you can be sure that the skills we're proposing to train and deliver and equip your staff with are exactly the skills that businesses have said they lack and they want to see more of. Inclusion. Apprenticeships are a really useful tool for diversifying your workforce, bringing people into these technical roles which typically lack diversity through a paid training program with an immediate impact to your workforce, as these people are working with you from day one and enhancing their skills throughout their time on program. And that's the other important thing. This is not an academic learning program. This is vocational, this is skills focused, and it's used to employ and upskill employees of any age, of any background, and it's about helping you fill those talent gaps and meet the business needs. Some important aspects for you to consider when you are choosing your apprenticeship training provider partner. You need to check that they are registered on the Register of Apprenticeship Training Providers. We are, there's our number. We've been through a full audit process by the government. We've been through a second process, so we are able to provide apprenticeships to the public sector and government contracts. Our apprenticeships are compliant with the Institute for Apprenticeship standards, so that's where the employer groups, the Trailblazers, have outlined what they want to see in the apprenticeships, and we make sure we deliver that. We are Ofsted compliant, so any apprenticeship training provider will have to be audited and inspected by Ofsted. Our Endpoint Assessments, the certification and awarding of an apprenticeship, is done by an external organisation. For us, it is BCS. We can deliver functional skills, which are something that is required as part of an apprenticeship. So if your learners do not have GCSEs or equivalent in maths and English, we work with NCFE to deliver those. And all of our trainers are DBS checked, highly qualified experts from their field of data science. As you can tell, when we train, we do it with a lot of credentials and a lot of auditing. This is a good quality formal qualification. So 86% of employers said apprenticeships develop skills relevant to their organisation, and 78% reported improved productivity. And these are the latest statistics from the government researching what's changed with the apprenticeship levy coming into place. I think there are always roles which are difficult to fill. Data science, data analysts, and artificial intelligence are really one of the biggest skills gaps out there. And what we have here is a solution to fill them. If you undertake an apprenticeship with Cambridge Spark, here's what we propose that will make our apprenticeship with you a different experience to working with other providers. First and most importantly, we will offer real-world simulated projects with our own AI platform, Kate. This means learners get to code, they get to work with real data sets and proper business challenges, and they get instant feedback on their submissions. It also means we're able to offer flexible learning. We believe that people working in AI want to be playing with computers. They want to be coding and programming and testing what can happen. What they don't want is to be in a classroom being talked at. So we make that happen, and they can engage with the learning content from any location, any time of day. The experience is practical, applied, and it means for you as the employer, they're going to be able to translate what they're doing in that environment, in the learning environment, straight into the workplace. The program is accelerated, and as I mentioned, it's flexible. This program runs for 14 or 15 months. The curriculum has been designed by experts, PhDs, postdocs, and practitioners at the cutting edge of data science, machine learning, and AI. And these are also the people we have teaching and coaching. So, I promised we would talk about how you can attract, retain, and upskill AI talent. Some stats for you from a 2019 Digital Disruption Index by Deloitte. So when they asked over 150 different leading employers in the UK what challenges they were facing with their talent pool, the responses came back that our talent pool has sufficient knowledge and expertise to execute our digital strategy. Only 2% strongly agree. And in total, only 25% agree in any way. So that leaves 75%. 3/4 of businesses do not believe they have a talent pool that has sufficient knowledge and expertise to deliver an effective digital strategy. They also said the same thing about their learning and development curriculum in-house. So they need to be looking externally to bring those skills in. And that's where providers, specialist providers like Cambridge Spark, come in. So we offer a whole range of talent solutions: recruitment, candidate assessment, and a variety of different teaching products. The one we're going to be focusing on today, and you can see it's been highlighted, is the AI Specialist Level 7. So when we talk about this AI skills gap, 2017, Growing the Artificial Intelligence Industry in the UK report. So coincidentally, around the same time that the apprenticeship levy was introduced, government, industry, and academia must embrace the value and importance of a diverse workforce for AI, and should work together to develop public information aimed at breaking down stereotypes and broadening participation. So in 2017, we've got the apprenticeship system where we are training people of any age, from any background, to equip them, upskill them in professions where there is a skills shortage. And the number one recommendation in artificial intelligence and how we can develop artificial intelligence in the UK says that we need to be working together to diversify who we're bringing in. So we've got two things that complement each other working in parallel. What I also want to say is a little bit about the National Apprenticeship Week coming up in February 2020. The theme is Look Beyond. And this is all about looking at how apprenticeships can be used as a recruitment and retention tool to focus on increasing diversity in your workforce. So for job seekers and career changers, people who maybe have had to drop out of the workforce for caring responsibilities or other commitments, other external factors, potentially have been made redundant and are looking for something new, apprenticeships are a fantastic way to find a less traditional route into employment, but in a skill or in an area where there is a skills shortage. They represent a mechanism to explore the diversity of career options and industries available through apprenticeships. And think about what a career changer coming into your team can bring. A whole range of business knowledge, commercial experience that's going to be a real asset to your team. So for employers, I beg you to look beyond traditional hiring and promotion routes and think about how the apprenticeship levy can equip people for promotion, can bring new people into your workplace. And for those of you who are already using apprenticeships, please shout about the value you already see from diversifying your workforce through apprenticeships. And similar messages for recruiters, talent managers, career advisors, and whoever has a hiring responsibility. Look beyond what an apprenticeship used to be and see the value of what you have right in front of you and make the government pay for it through the levy. So, your AI Data Specialist Apprenticeship, this is what you're here for, to work out how you're going to design this apprenticeship, this program, and integrate it into your business. So what is it? Well, it's for anyone who's using data in their work. They should have some knowledge of Python because that is the language of data science. And they should have a good maths ability. So we're talking around A-level maths capability or having been working in a statistics or numerical function to date. We also want someone who is in employment or joining your company in permanent employment, and you as an employer need to support them in this program. There is a time commitment. So that brings us into what is an apprenticeship. It's a learning program, in this case running over 15 months, with an additional 3 months, which is for that external assessment managed by a third party. 20% of those 15 months, the work time, the contracted work time of that learner is going to be spent on new learning activities. Now that can be e-learning and practice and practical activities set by us. That can also be training that you're running internally. It can be mentoring. It can be shadowing someone in the team who's already an expert in these skills. So there's a lot of flexibility what that 20% looks like. And an important message to say is all the research shows so far that even though someone is off the job and learning new skills for 20% of the time, apprenticeships or apprentices on program are more productive than their peers, so their output is significantly higher. And as we've said, this is a government levy funded formal qualification. How do we deliver it? Well, there are some in-person elements. We understand that's not the best way for these learners or you as a business to engage with the content. So we have distance and peer-to-peer learning as the majority of the program. We've been asked about the endpoint assessment, and I promise you we've got a slide coming up on that. We are slightly behind on the presentation so far, so please bear with me as long as you can. If you do have to leave, we will be sharing the video after this presentation, and it does have a full breakdown of the endpoint assessment in it. This is what it looks like on program. So when we deliver an Artificial Intelligence Data Specialist Apprenticeship, we're looking at 14 different modules, not all the same length. Some of them are short and sweet, some of them are a lot more in-depth with those projects on Kate that we've been talking about. And in the middle of it all, we've got a 2-day hackathon, which will be in person. Throughout the whole process, you've got access to e-learning, videos, further reading. You've got Kate to be getting that instant coding feedback, and you will be having one-to-one coaching sessions. This is about setting goals to transfer what you're learning and apply it to your day-to-day work and figure out how you can improve. We're going to be having those study groups. That's where the peer learning comes in, and an academic paper group. Part of being an AI specialist, you need to know the latest theories and concepts in AI. So we're sharing some challenging academic papers and encouraging you to discuss the latest thinking in the field. When you're not doing the new learning, you are going to be working and you're going to be applying what you learn to what you do and building a portfolio of evidence. So showing us what you're doing, how you're using the skills. We're going to be sending regular surveys, asking for your feedback, checking in, making sure it's going okay and finding out what we can do better. If you haven't already got the Maths and English Functional Skills exam, we have said that we can support you in that. The final thing to say is throughout the programme, even when we're not there with you, you do have access to ticketed support and we will respond to you as quickly as possible. You can submit your questions through the platform Kate or via support@cambridgespark.com and your question, your issue will be given to the most appropriate person. So to return to the question we were asked briefly before, the endpoint assessment structure. So once you've been through all that learning, and we will have conversations with you and your employer to make sure that we are convinced you are ready and you are prepared, you have learned all the skills you need to learn, we approach the endpoint assessment. This is carried out by BCS, the British Computing Society, who are a tried, tested and experienced endpoint assessment organisation. So gateway is the term for that point where we decide, right, your learning is finished, you know everything you need to know, and you are now no longer an apprentice, you are entering the assessment phase. So before gateway, as I said, we're going to review that you've got all the learning, all the evidence you need. We're then going to confirm to BCS that yes, you are ready for the assessment. Once we've done that, you have a period of time, 2 to 3 months, to complete a project in your workplace that showcases the skills that you have learned. So this is not a project set by us. This is a project that you are doing as part of your job. What you're doing for the apprenticeship is writing up a report that shows skills you've used to complete that work project. And Cambridge Spark will be helping you identify what is a suitable project. Once you've completed it, you're going to write up a report and you will be preparing that for presentation. So you present to someone from BCS, the endpoint assessor, and they are going to be marking your report, your presentation, and they're going to be discussing that with you after your presentation. So there'll be some follow-up questions. No endpoint assessment is an exam. Qualifications that have an exam really work out well for people who are good at cramming for exams, and they encourage training providers to teach to the test. That's not what apprenticeships are about. We want to see, can you do the job? Can you lead a data science team? Are you an artificial intelligence specialist? So that's why we want you to present what you've done, to show what you've done, to talk about what you can do. And then there is a brief technical test, the majority of which is multiple choice. Once you've been through that assessment process, very holistic, looking at your capabilities in total, then a decision will be made. If the decision comes back and it's something we all disagree with, Cambridge Spark is here to help you fight that in an appeal. Worst case scenario, you get a lot of feedback. We do it again, stronger, better, and make sure you pass. Best case scenario, you pass with flying colours on the first attempt. This is what the majority of apprentices are doing, and we celebrate your achievement. We help you find or go on to do great things with the skills you've acquired. So, a general understanding of business need was considered vital to an AI specialist skill set, according to a recent BCS Insights report. What I want to talk about now is the content of this apprenticeship. The outcome, the goal, is that learners will be equipped with an advanced skill set, and they're going to be empowered to discover and devise new data-driven AI solutions to automate and optimize business processes, and are going to support and enhance and augment human decision making. So this is about leading the team and thinking at a strategic business level about artificial intelligence, as well as understanding the data science behind it. So you can see our curriculum. We're looking at big data, we are looking at data ethics, we are looking at deep learning, NLP, machine learning. It's all in there. We are not just teaching the technical skills, we're teaching the holistic skills to communicate these ideas, to implement them, to influence stakeholders. The practical aspects: prerequisites. Your learners should be in full-time employment in a relevant role. They should have GCSE level 2 English and Maths. If they don't, we can fix that. They should have intermediate Python programming. If they don't and they're earlier on in the career, there are other apprenticeships we can offer. Today we're just focusing at that top level, level 7, which is the equivalent to a master's qualification. They should not already have a master's or degree in AI or machine learning, because that will be a duplication with what we're going to teach them. If you're looking to bring a cohort in-house and run an apprenticeship program, perhaps as a graduate scheme, say, we would be looking at 15 to 20 apprentices in your cohort. If you have a smaller number of potential apprentices than that, talk to us. We are running combined groups with mixed cohorts from different employers, which brings a different set of benefits. You get to share best practice across businesses. The delivery method I've already touched on. We're going to be looking at blended learning. There's some online live coding video lectures where you're following along in your Jupyter notebooks. There's immediate feedback from Kate and follow up on those projects. Study groups, the hackathon we've already talked about, working on a real business challenge, academic paper reviews, sharing cutting edge ideas, personal coaching, that assessment at the end, and in total, all this new learning will contribute to 20% of your work hours spent on new topics, new information, new skills. Spoken about Kate, our AI-powered learning and development platform. Projects over the course of the program will be submitted via our proprietary platform, Kate. Cheesy acronym standing for Knowledge Assessment Teaching Engine. And it kind of does exactly that. It helps embed your knowledge, it assesses where you're at, and teaches you so you can take things further. What makes Kate unique as a learning platform is it's focused on production-ready data science code. So you're not using anything that feels artificial. This feels real. This is real data science. This is real artificial intelligence and machine learning in action, but with that immediate feedback, recommended reading. To the employers on this webinar who've stuck with me, I know we're 5 minutes over time, and are looking to run or use this standard to run a data science academy in-house. We can work with you to take our learning, our curriculum, and our product that we already have and adapt it to your needs, brand it to your business, run your data science academy and upskill your team to make them experts, leaders in artificial intelligence and data science. It's your apprenticeship program and it's your way. So you as an employer have access to an employee performance dashboard, that Kate platform. It's been designed by data scientists for data scientists. So you as a manager have access to all kinds of data about how your learners are performing, what they're achieving, are they on track? And we complement that with regular progress updates and feedback reports. The majority of the training delivery is flexible, it's remote, it works around your busy staff's busy schedule. They can access those lectures at work, at their desk, at home, at their favourite cafe. It's entirely up to you and them how they learn best and where they learn best. Thank you all very much for bearing with me. Here are some links to some further reading. So the Institute for Apprenticeships and Further Education is where you will find all the apprenticeship standards, including a full breakdown of every bit of detail on this level 7 apprenticeship standard. If you want to know more about employing an apprentice, you've never done it before, check out the government apprenticeship page. If you are regional to Cambridge, there is a really great resource, Greater Cambridge Apprenticeships, where you can go and find out more about apprenticeships in general. So if you just want to know about apprenticeships, that's the place to go. We do deliver degree apprenticeships in combination with Anglia Ruskin. So we have a level 6 BSc apprenticeship that we're delivering with them and an MSc level 7 data science apprenticeship, which is slightly different to the one we've been talking about today. And I also recommend Form the Future if you are interested in diversifying your workforce and spreading the word about what apprenticeships can do to bring new people into technical skills. I want to thank you all very much, and I'm just checking, are there any final questions that you would like to send through to us? If there are no more questions, or certainly none that you want to share on the chat right now, I'm going to say thank you very much. Thank you for bearing with us today. Please do get in touch directly if you want to discuss any of the ideas further or know anything more about this artificial intelligence data specialist apprenticeship. Thank you. Goodbye.